What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here today to talk about Taylor Swift's acting. Now, this isn't going to be really talking about all of her acting, but I do want to talk about her as a person, as an actress, because she has acted in a few things throughout her career. I kind of want to talk about that, talk about how she did, how she was used, and if she would ever maybe do it in the future. I kind of want to touch upon that topic as well. I also want to briefly say, before I really go into this video, I want to kind of announce a new change to the Sunday days on Podcast Now. What's going to be happening, firstly, next week, we're not going to have a Taylor Swift video. It's going to be 2 episodes of our podcast, like a bonus episode. That's the last Sunday of every month. That's nothing new. However, I like more than just Taylor Swift. Now, I love Taylor Swift. I adore her. I'm going to continue to make these videos indefinitely. We're going to just keep making them. However, the Smashing Pumpkins, if you guys know who they are, they announced a reunion tour. I had known about that, previously before that anyway. But I want to start making videos on the Smashing Pumpkins. I want to make Sunday more like a music day, where I just talk about music. So coming off the bonus episodes of our 2 podcasts, we're going to alternate weeks. The first week of March, the first Sunday of March, is going to be a Taylor Swift video. But then the next Sunday is going to be a Smashing Pumpkins video, and we're going to alternate every week. So Taylor Swift videos are not going anywhere. We're still going to do them, but Smashing Pumpkins are going to go every other week as well. So it's going to be slightly less Taylor Swift stuff. That doesn't mean I'm going to put any less time into it. And to further that, I want your guys' opinions as to what to do next. I have a couple ideas. Really tell me in the comments of this video, what is the thing you want to see me do immediately next. That'll be what I do. We could talk about her music videos if you guys wanted me to. I can do more rankings of her songs. I actually could tell a story of the first time I ever started liking Taylor Swift. That's actually a kind of cool story of how I became a fan. So whatever you guys and girls want me to do, put in the comments below, and in 2 weeks we'll be back for Taylor Swift video, and I'll update you on the state of the channel and state of the Sundays from there. Okay, so thanks for listening to all of that. So let's get into the actual topic of the video. Taylor Swift as an actress. So she's acted in a couple things. I'm mainly going to talk about 2. CSI, and I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's Day is the first thing I saw her act, and I've never actually watched Valentine's Day from beginning to end. Funny enough, the YouTube channel CinemaSins did a CinemaSins on Valentine's Day, I think on Valentine's Day, and it was funny just to watch that, because I have watched the YouTube video of all the Taylor Swift scenes in Valentine's Day multiple times, so I have done that, but I've never watched the movie from front to back, but I did watch the CinemaSins on it, which is basically a recap of the movie. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine that actually watches our videos, and we're friends, from separate channels, and he was talking about how, she's a terrible actress and stuff. I don't necessarily want to talk about her acting career. I don't think she's necessarily a great actress, but what I will say is I think she's well aware of her capabilities. I think directors and the people that put her in movies or shows are aware of her capabilities as well. Valentine's Day and CSI are the 2 spots that the 2 gigs, acting gigs that she's done, where she's acted quite a bit. However, we're not talking major. We're talking like 5 max minutes. If you add all her scenes together, she's on camera for like 5 minutes. And Valentine's Day is very much, it really is kind of like a generic role, kind of like the really stupid blonde girl. That's her role in Valentine's Day, and I don't want to say like she nailed it, but she did. It's funny. Well, I just watched it like again to reacclimate myself with it, and I quite enjoyed it. I mean, she's like spoofing that role, and she does a really great job. It's hard to say like, well, was she an actual good actress in that, because she's playing an idiot. Right, she's playing a girl, Felicia is her name, who's in love with Taylor Lautner's character. And she's a dancer, and she does the stupid dance moves. I think that is a play on her inability at the time to actually be a good dancer. And we've talked about it before. She's very, very self-aware, both with her music career and I guess with probably everything else. She's very self-aware. I'm sure she knows she's not the most talented dancer. That's actually why in this most recent, year in the Reputation era, she's gotten much, much better at dancing. I'm sure she's put an emphasis on it. And it's really cool that she works on her weaknesses. That's another reason why we really like her, right? Is people said she couldn't sing. Maybe she thought she could get better in it, and she has. She's a magnificent singer. People said she can't dance. I don't really care if she dances, and that could be a video for another day. There's a video idea right there, Taylor Swift dancing. So keep that in your mind, because I'm going to lose it. So make sure you guys remind me about that. But she's not the best dancer in the world, and then she learns how to dance, and she's better at it nowadays. But I like that. I like the 13 on her hand. I like the reference to 13, or that she gives to Taylor Lautner. She puts on like his tracksuit, and it's got 13 on the back, and they even say it's his lucky number, and he says it's hers. And this was obviously during the time where when she went on tour, she'd have the 13 on her hand. This was when she was really into that number, had 13 songs on her album to signify that. So that was really cool, and just her acting in general, again, I don't think you can say if she was a good or bad actress. I'd actually say she did a really good job as that role. I mean, she played the stupid role, you know, when she's carrying the teddy bear and he's like, you're not going to carry that around with you all day. And she's like, stupid. She's like, let's go see if it fits in my locker. Like, she's an idiot. That's the whole point. And it's funny. I don't necessarily know why they chose that role for her, or if she felt like maybe that would be easy for her to do that role. But she nailed it. She did a fantastic job as that role. So I think she did really good in Valentine's Day. And obviously she wrote a song for Valentine's Day. We talked about that in the last video. The other major role, obviously, was CSI. And this I watched afterwards. She was like a troubled, bratty kid who ends up actually dying at the end of the episode. She gets shot, I believe. And, you know, that was a while ago. That was, I think, 2009 the episode was. So that was right in between Fearless and Speak Now. Again, that one is more of like serious acting. And I don't think she did bad at all. Like, that one is more, you know, you're actually going to act a role, you're going to be on screen, you do have a personality, you're not an idiot, so on and so forth. And I thought she did a really good job. She was in New Girl as well as an episode in New Girl for like literally 5 seconds. I was actually very, very excited for that because that was other than The Giver, that was the newest one she had ever done. So, you know, we had seen her in CSI, we had seen her in Valentine's Day, and then they announced, oh, she's going to be in an episode of New Girl, and she's basically just in the wedding. She's in, like, the bleachers, right? So, you know, that was a little disappointing just in terms of, like, I wanted to see her more, and she was in it for literally, like, 5 seconds. But, you know, the whole point of this video is to say, like, I'm actually really glad that she's tried acting, or at least been put in the position where they've maybe said, hey, do you want to do a very small role in this? And she said yes. You know, what I think I like about this, and this is kind of where I want to go, not just analyzing her acting, but the bigger picture, I kind of admire her for it, because this was towards especially CSI and even maybe Valentine's Day. You know, singers, especially like modern day pop icons, they've only recently started putting them, you know, in movies. Like, singers are now being, Fast and Furious is a good example. Every Fast and Furious movie, they now put like a popular singer in there. Iggy Azalea was in Fast 7, Ronda Rousey was actually in it, but, you know, that's a little bit separately. And they've had celebrities. And I feel like Taylor Swift, especially in CSI, and not to say that this never happened, shows like CSI and those, you know, procedurally generated shows where a crime happens every week, that is oftentimes, firstly, a springboard for a lot of actors, but also just a place where you can put celebrities that are already big that want a cameo, or a musician. But what I'm saying is, like, the modern day one, she was one of the first, and I think she did a really good job with it overall. I think she's a pretty, you know, it's hard again to say it, she's a pretty good actress. She didn't have to act that much in any of them. She hasn't acted in anything since The Giver in 2014, so it's been 4 years. I mean, once it hits that, you know, the 4-year marker, but it's been over 3 years since she's acted. So I wonder if she'll do it again. To be honest, I'd say no, just because the way, firstly, Hollywood has kind of turned on her. Not really, firstly, because, you know, her political affiliation, just the way she is, which there's nothing against that, by the way. I actually like that she's against, or it feels like they're against her. That means she's doing something right, because I don't really want to be part of that group anyway. But so I don't think she's necessarily a good fit, or she would even want to do that kind of stuff. I think she's more in it for the music and for the fans and putting on a great show with the tour and all that stuff. And I think when she's done with the tour, she'll probably take some time off and then just start writing new music. So I don't necessarily think she'd want to even. But I think the opportunity could be there, but doesn't necessarily have to be, and it's totally unnecessary in general. Like, she doesn't, nothing is going to change in my mind about her if she does or doesn't act again. But what she has acted in so far, again, I think they've used her to her strengths. They don't rely on her for anything. You know, especially recent, like Billie Joe Armstrong of Green Day. I really love Green Day, really love Billie Joe Armstrong, not his political affiliation or his views, but I like him. And he was in a movie, Ordinary World, I think a year and a half ago, which is the final song to their newest album, Revolution Radio, in the song Ordinary World. And it was mainly him. He was the main actor of the movie. And that one's a lot harder because I think he did try pretty hard. It's just clear he's not a actual top tier actor or even an actor in general, and neither is Taylor Swift, if we're being honest. You know, the actors cannot be always guaranteed to be good singers. You can't just transition them over and they'll always hit. You know, that's basically what the Disney Channel is all about, right? Like, for every Miley Cyrus that made it, there's like an Emily Osment who was also like part of that whole thing. She sang, that never went anywhere. Demi Lovato, she made it. Selena Gomez, she made it. But there's Victoria Justice, she tried singing, it didn't really work. So there is examples of people that try and succeed and try and fail, and vice versa. You know, there aren't as many singers turned actors. There are some, but there's not as many, and that's a very hard switch to kind of make, to just be a performer. And they're both performers in their own ways, right? They're definitely both performers, but being a performer on stage in terms of, you know, making music and pleasing fans that are watching you live, and even, you know, on albums or CDs, and then kind of switching it over to the screen, whether it be the small screen in TV or the big screen in movies. So it's a hard transition. So, you know, not a ton to talk about in this video, but I did want to kind of make it. I think it's cool what Taylor Swift has done. I really like her role in Valentine's Day. I think it's a cute, kind of funny role that you're probably never going to see again. The whole movie in general I think is pretty stupid, but her role is supposed to be like that, and I think she does a really good job in it overall. And her and Taylor Lautner kind of work well together in that, right? I mean, obviously they have the relationship in real life to support them in that, but they worked really well in that movie. And I think if you look at any of those dynamics between all those characters, a lot of them are just awful, but those two I think really worked out in that movie. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think of Taylor Swift as an actress? Do you want her to do more stuff? What kind of shows or movies do you think she'd fit well into? What would you want to put her in? Let me know in the comments below. Again, let me know about what you guys want for the future. I'm all ears. We've got several things planned that we can do. If there's no good suggestions or no suggestions at all, I'll just pick one of those, and that'll be up in 2 weeks. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks for the next Taylor Swift video.